Hello again, my name is Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com, and this time I'm going to carve this Santa here. Kind of a simple Santa, very small Santa. I think just to get things going, having a smaller piece. Now, this is like first round, in other words, a concept piece, and there's nothing really to this other than adding these little extras. Is it just a simple Santa in a simple piece of wood? Now this is a 6.5 by, I'll write it down, 6.5 by 1 3/4 piece square wood. Now the change up on this is that I am going to, you'll notice the head got to be a little bigger than it should, and I'm going to make the head smaller. And so when I make the head smaller, I'm going to lift the body up, but I'm trying to debate whether, I mean, I think this part here is relatively okay, but I think we can extend this a little bit. And it'll extend the bag. It's just a simple bag. You know, nothing totally out of the big, you got the big, what do they call it, the ball, and that's hanging down there. So find out which is the best. Right here, there's the grain, so he's going to go this way. This is the sawed off piece, I think it is, and this is the natural piece. I think when I saw it off, it's still a little, no, it's not too bad, but yeah. All right, let's just kind of start with that center line here. Usually I forget to put the center line in, so let's put that in. Now I still have a frog in my throat, so if I clear my throat a lot, please be patient. And like I said, I'm going to lift this up a little bit. Now I don't have, other than this piece here, I mean, I just took a block and started whacking away at it and came up with this. But what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm doing a change up here. You'll have the pattern. Let's do this. If I were to do this, and if I were to put this here, that's the good thing about penciling, is this arm is going to be down a little bit, but I'll make sure I got the bag. I mean, that's still going to be okay. Actually, wait a minute, hold on a second. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe got to be a little lower. There's the bag. And I want to use as much of that corner as I possibly can. So now this, he's got his head tilted a little bit. And it's the good news is we got the grain going this way, but his head is going to go this way, so it's going to go a little bit against the grain. You might want to find a piece in which the grain goes like this. But we're going to turn his head. This is a head turner. And if we were to do that, like just penciling this in, feeling this, there's the fur. This is the shoulder, and his beard. Well, his beard can come down as much as you want. Beyond the shoulder, pardon me. Of course it's going to do that. Basically all Santas, I have it past the shoulder. But the head is going to be about, so the head is going to be about here and here. The eye is going to be about here. Most all of this is going to probably go away. But I'm just feeling, because if this is the eye, and this is the nose, oh, I don't have my eraser, a good eraser. And then a mustache. And all of this is going to be beard. I think that's pretty decent. Now this is starting with a piece of just a block of wood. You could, I mean, the pattern really doesn't have much of a cutout actually. go a little bit like that because we want no, it's still not coming out. I think it's because I got the head is still a little larger itself, and not as too far down. Well, we'll go with that. Make the adjustments, and it's almost getting to the point to be the same. I think I lowered the head a little bit, raised the head a little bit. Let's get started and see where it gets going here. All right. Now you could, if you want to, where's the elbow? I want the elbow to come, if the shoulder is there, the elbow is going to come out here. Same with on this side. The elbow is below the hand, therefore, this goes like this. Now this can be dropped. So then the elbow will go here. And then we'll just have to, well, as soon as I get some of that taken away. So I'm going to start with, like I said, here's the shoulder. Lift this thing up a little bit. There's the shoulder right about here. Therefore, the shoulder should be, but he's not tilted. His head is turned. And right about here, pardon me. And this is the thing that I've always mentioned is when you get started, it's like, I don't know, do I know what I'm doing? I just wonder if I know what I'm doing. I don't know. Do you know what I'm doing? And then once it gets going, now this one here, this arm is dropped. This arm will be back because he's holding on to his coat. Yeah, there we go. There's the elbow. And this is what I'm kind of aiming for when I teach. It's not so much, yeah, let's put out a piece and you can carve and paint and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do that, of course. But I'm more interested in teaching you how to do your own stuff. Just take a block of wood and the beard can come down a little bit more here. Oh, the shoulder looks a bit, no, it isn't higher. I guess not. The beard's going to go like that. The hair is going to come out here like this. And so on and so forth. Okay, I want to begin. Okay, it's going to be closed. Now this, I have the coat hidden behind all of this, and I want to keep it that way. Because if you bring the coat down here, then you got all of this little detailing you have to futz with. And then I want, because what's going to happen is the bag is above, they're above the coat, and so that means you got to bring the coat out, and you got to bring the bag out, but you can't bring the bag out because it's, I mean, he does have kind of a small bag. I'm going to kind of make it more rounder. This is kind of more like he's near the end of the night or something. And like I said, as much as we can, bring that bag out. And so for the coat is going to come this way. That's where it was. And then it's going to kind of come back. He's pulling on it. And the coat we will have just go here. And if we have as much as we can to have the bag kind of hide the coat. All right, with that, one of the things that I always like to start with, this time I'm going to use the knife. It's a smaller piece. I'm just going to, let's take now being careful around here, it'll still go in. The hand will still go in. Now a little bit here because we want the coat to come out. We don't want to take too much. Same with the bag here. We're just rounding. so it's easier to handle. Even just these little cuts of taking the corners off, it helps. It does. It feels, even with the glove, it feels a lot better. I'm going to have his hat come out. Now I want it as wide as possible. Sometimes what happens is when I get on top there, I'd like to have it as wide on top as possible, but for some reason, from all that kind of futzing, that I seem to lose it. Wide. All right. So first thing we do, let's get the cuticle hands on, and we're going to get the feet tool going on in there. Now, even though I'm going to do this and kind of go, well, I can probably stop right here because this is all going to be rounded and all that's going to go away. Here's the beard. Come up here. Come down here. And I think as we round off and take pieces, take wood off, and a lot of this is probably going to go away, but you can still keep your eye on it. And you're conscious about it. So this is kind of relatively committing to this. And a lot of times people, and even myself, have difficulties committing to this. And before I commit, one thing that is added is this in the back here. So this is the shoulder. The shoulder is still going to go in to the hair, but still we want this. So we're still committing to that. Now I'm going to leave that penciled in, maybe a little bit back here, because what's going to happen, if you've seen my videos before, that shoulder is going to go in. And so if I put this, if I commit to this, that's going to come off. All right. Now be careful, a little bit of this. I don't want to get into that just in case that I get too deep when I cut that in, when I cut the shoulder in. And I'm not going to do too much in the back here because I want this to come in before I start putting the arm in. Now this thing here, I'm going to do a little bit of wideness here, or it coming. But now the hand is going to be above the coat, so we can put that in. Now the coat, I'm using as much of that wood as possible to open that up. By opening that up, I think I could have probably got some more, but opening it up adds a little extra. Now this, like I said, this is a 6.5 by 1 3/4, but you can like translate this and make it into a 2 or 2.5 inch square by whatever that would be. What would that be? If it's 2, you're adding 1/4, which is about 1/8. So maybe about 7.5. Something like that. Let's get as much of this we can here. little rounding it a little more this time. And there we are. Now I want to go with this a little bit here. The hat comes and he's going to go like this. So this is going to go away. But this, yeah, same on this. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Whoop, 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 whoop. What we're going to do, let's put the, I'm going to turn it back a little bit. Let's make the triangle, let's make the angle first here. Because this is going to be the, I think this is the hardest part, is the, oops. The hardest part is keeping my feet from hitting the tripod here. So everything almost comes out by itself. Except the head we got to really futz with. Let's take this off and start in. This time this is a pretty decent piece of wood. I keep burying the tip. Now if I do this, let me just get this started a bit here so I can get to the understanding here. If I were to do this, and make this the corner, all right, then that means, let's take this off first. So I'll take some of this off just to, oops, careful. I got that going in, the top fur going in, careful. So then that would mean, there's the top, then therefore this is the back. Now the back has the balls, so I'm just gonna, for you to see that this is, it would have been, if it wasn't for this ball here, that would be cut out straight like that. Therefore, this and this is the side. And it's important to kind of to square off the head a little bit so you can get your bearings on this. And see, now that means I can cut a little more this way for the head. Then over here, now we're getting to see how this is going here. So we want to square this off. I always like to get where the front is first, is what I like to do. And just for grins, let's get started on this. On the ball, just to get it started. Be careful, I'm whomping down on there. I don't want to chip and break. Let's round. Now we're getting the head in. More rounding. While we're here, let's just put this, get this started. And as we are, careful I don't slide and skirt off, hit my thumb. Oh, I think I did a premature cut there. Now this is how, see, I gotta bend this just a little bit out. Oh, it's old Sam Peabody o'clock. It's white-throated sparrow o'clock. And yes, still, I neglected to change the clock to standard time. All the other clocks are done. And like I said, use the blade, the flat blade, as much as you can. I still am trying to learn to get it to the point where I would do that automatically. So if you see me using the tip too much, just don't holler. Can't hear you. See how clean, or much cleaner rather, than using the tip. Sometimes you have to use a tip. When we get in there, we're going to have to use the tip. Okay. And just a little tilt. Not tilt, but from the beard. Now the beard is going to stay right. We don't want to take too much off the hair of the beard. Same on this side. So we're still good here. Let's round this a little bit. And I think I'm losing it again on the top. I think I'll adjust later. Right now I'm just mostly putting stuff in and taking saw marks off. I'll leave that for now. All right, I just want to get started with the rest here. First item up, I want to get that elbow in. Why do I keep calling it an elbow? Shoulder in. So from the shoulder, not too much, because we want some of that tuft to be coming in. All right, see, I think I can go in more, but we got that tuft going in. Same here. Same here on this side. I don't know, I just get the impression that that is right. I think that ball gives an optical illusion that it's not right. So from the elbow to the shoulder. Careful, fingers out of the way so knife don't skirt. Now I gotta cut, I'm gonna take this and make sure I got enough wood for the little bag scrunchie up there. Bag scrunchie. Okay. Now before we get continue on, let's put this in. Oops. I don't want it to be too thick. You can make that as thick as you want. Now this time I'm going to be using the L tool. It doesn't matter too much, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So you're going to cut away from the tuft into the shoulder. I said shoulder, not elbow. So there you go. Away from the tuft into the back. Oops, I don't have the leverage here. And away from the tuft into the shoulder. Now, let's finalize it from elbow to shoulder. I'm going to do it. Why not? Why not? Let's do this here. And let's round this. Let's round this. Same here, finish this shoulder. not elbow, shoulder. It's a round, and I can leave that because that stays. Now I want to bring this in a little bit. Hair comes out, the tuft sticks out. That's a little square right now. We'll play with it later. We're mostly committing to a lot of stuff here. Take every once in a while. I'm like a rock collector. My brother and sister-in-law collects rocks. They go up to Superior, and anyways, you got the rock tumbler. And what happens is that's what I do. I cut here, I need this. Wherever it is where if I happen to be doing one thing, over here, where on the video I need to do this step by step a little more. So if I tumble the rock too much, sorry, but I still want to stay with the tuft and the shoulder. So we got things going. And what's going to happen is I would say the tuft almost disappears. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. Oops, depending on where it's going to end up here. Now I want to bring the beard out a little bit. Oh, we're still doing this. Sorry about that. I got this side, which is the same, which is the next step of here is trying to bring this out, the beard out. Now remember, here's the beard. Now there's one of two things how you can look at this. He's turning his head, but does the beard stay put? And if it does, make sure when you start putting your marks in, that you do this. But I am more like it is not. And so his head turns and his beard turns too. So a little bit of a commitment. And be careful I don't turn that head. A lot of times that's what happens, is that the head is turned, put the markings down, you started it, and as I'm carving, for some reason, as you keep going and keep going, it's almost like if you can put this in time-lapse photography, you can almost see the head turning right back forward. So stay consciously aware of all of that. So it's getting there. I'll take that away. More and more, I'll just have the hair a little bit there. Or the beard, pardon me. Because here, I think this comes up just a little bit. Again, if you use the tip, try to use as much of the blade as you can. And this is supposed to be open. And we want the coat, and let me get this out of the way first. Get this out of the way first. We want the coat to come in. He's pulling back. And so, there we go. Trying to make a point, and then some of the chips getting away. But we'll come back later. Next. If I could put this somewhere else so I don't bump into it. I feel like I'm going to cut and then bang. And I don't want to punch Santa in the face. You don't know, especially this early December day here in the month. It's actually December 5th, according to this. And we don't want to perturb Santa. I'm going to bring this a little bit here. He's always watching. Yeah, don't be thinking, oh yeah, he's only watching the children. Nah. If you want that special present, I mean, if you want him to bring that new boat with a new motor, ooh, you better be nice to Santa. And so that's what I'm doing as I'm cutting in. To start bringing all of this stuff, all of these things out. Now the coat, while we're at it, will just come in because it's going to go into the hand. A little bit of roundness here. In order for the just a little bit, in order for this to come out more, we have to bring it in up here. All right. Now, kind of same with over here. I always like to take these little distractions off of there. Instead of let's just move on. Get out of there. Oh, excuse me. Oof. Where'd that come from? Now, same up here. Now, I want to keep as much of the bag fluff or whatever you call that. See how it sticks out like that? As much as we can. But we still want it to come into the hand. I'm going to repencil this thing here. Before I lose that, that's all going to come in. We'll get back to that later. We want to finish this here. We're not finished, but getting this started. Oh, there's going to be so much more adjustment. Oh, we're just getting started. Oh, you know what I could have done? I could have used that more. What if it's too late? Use that more for the bag top to keep hiding the... I think I may have took off too much. Well, we'll have to figure that out later. While we're at it, I want to get this going here. Uh-oh. Here comes Mr. Sunshine, as the kids' song. I still remember that when my kids were young. What was his name? Raffy. Sun, sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, dear Lord. I forget about all the other important things, but oh yeah, I gotta remember. And all the things that Mr. Rogers has taught me. I mean, the kids. But I kind of digress on that, is that I might have to pull back because the sun will be a bit distracting. Especially in the wintertime, you want sun more. Now, I'm going to be, let me see if I can use this to clean this up a little bit here. Just for the sake of kind of cleaning up. It looks like I'm making more of a mess than cleaning. Just a little bit, just to pull some of this in, or push some of this in. All right. All right, that just got started. Because what's going to happen is I still want some depth for this stuff coming in. This is kind of, I'll just pencil it in. This is kind of, I almost want to say I got this from Sean Sippa book. But again, I haven't done a Sean Sippa carving in years. And I wonder if it's the same thing, or if I Made it different, made it worse. He did have something like this in one of his. And that's what I got. The reason why I want to do this is because if you just simply like paint that green or paint whatever color you want, it would be just be too lost. I don't know if that's the best way. See, like right back here, maybe if you want to put something back there. See, there's a little anomaly there that I had to work with. Now this is another one of those free piece of wood from our wood guy, and that's what I. Hopefully you can bury that, but I suppose not. Well, the thing is, I forgot to mention about this particular piece is he is painted, but he's not done. I do not have the what do you call it, the shading in and all of that. That's not. And then I put in a dry brush of white, like he's just in the snow, and that'll probably cover a lot of that. So, and that's why the cheek, look at the cheek, is just too, you know, where's the rosy cheek? And the face is too pink. So let's continue. I think the sun is going to go behind something. So if I kind of keep this low, the sun is adding is adding some light, but it's not too distracting, but it's getting a little bit in my eye there. Here, speaking of which, see if I had this up, see how distracting that would be. I mean, it's brighter. Now the thing that I do is, if you want to do this, is after you're done carving, you know, you have your light system, and you bring it to the outside in the sun, and all of those things that you thought was nice and clean, it just comes right out. It just shows you all the stuff you left behind when you put it outside. Where now I don't even have enough to give you an example. See any problems in there? Well, of course, I'm sure there is a lot, but the main thing is we move on and keep learning. So I'm going to leave that there just penciled in, because I want to keep going with the super blocking out. What we're going to do here is I want to get this roundness of the back in. So again, stop cut. Stop cut. Remember the hand or the mitt is above the bag. Let me do one more of these just because it's bothering me. Now I'm going to do this. Now by just starting in on this, I'm going to do the same side here. I should do one side, but I'm going to, but for the sake of showing you. Now we're beginning to run. Now it's rounding. Be careful over here. Like I said, we could, in fact, I'm going to start on this side after I'm done here. After I'm done making my point. This does go in, because his hand is on this, so this does go in. Careful. Oops, I got too aggressive. But the point I was trying to make here is, as you're starting to do this, rounding, because this is what you want, is the round skirt, is now you're beginning to see where the elbows come. And I'm still not committed to that yet, as far as where. Let me give this an extra one of these here. Actually, I am doing one side, the bottom side. I'm glad that this is a good piece of wood. I don't know, have you ever found that the bigger the wood, the tighter it is, or the denser it is? I don't know. I've had some smaller woods that were really bad. Okay, I committed to this. I will come back to this. Oops. Watch the grain. That's kind of interesting how, as you're watching this, or if you're if you're doing carving yours at the same time, and here I'm turning the knife this way, and as you're carving, the knife should go that way. See, it should. See, this is the wrong direction, but that's the way the grain is. It's always you cut down into the grain. Let's go on this side. See, this is perfect then. See, now we're going down into the grain. And I just want to take this off, take the saw marks off. All right, now now I want to commit to something here before we get carried away. Now it's going to come, and I think we're going to have it come out a little bit like this. It comes in, it comes into the center and it goes right back out again. Let's take care of this now. Now we're going to be digging in there. Still a little bit around this here, but this is what I want to do. I got my number 5. You can take any other chisel, or you can even take your knife and bend the wood. This is like, oh, I got this nice and sharp today. And I went down sharp for my tools. Oh, that is sharp. And of course, it's a good piece of wood. And that's what I want to try to, let's say, bend concave. So it's almost like if you're still coming around and it comes around. Now here the bag is in the way, so you don't see the roundness, and it comes around here. And later on, we probably will be using rounder tools. But I want to commit to this. Again, we're still in the, I call it the happy, wacky stage, where we're just pushing a lot of wood, and then, whoops, I forgot this specific detail I was going to put in. I mean, there's still more to this. I think it is still going to come out a little more. Wait till I detail that. These are the two things that we're going to do for detail. Other than the face, what I want to do is just kind of round things and commit to things. And round. Make this a little more rounder here. So now I have it a little more rounder here. Okay, I'll clean this up with my chisel. Again, now this is L tool, away from the bag into the clothes, the skirt or whatever you call it. And again, when it comes to detailing and cleaning up, and then we could here, I'm going to take a pencil right here, just to make sure we just don't get too wacky hacky. You got to remember that this tuft is going to come out. He's got tufts here. That's going to, so when this comes, I got that more square. I might round it a little more. Now when we get deeper, here, let's do that right now. We can always come back. Now we're going to go deeper in this concave, as it were. So again, you can do L tool, away from the tuft into the skirt. While we're at it, I mean, this is a detail, but if we put it in there, it's more like committing to some stuff here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to commit to this tuft right now. All right. Now, what do I want to do? I think I want to get back up to the arms. Let's give this. Now, as I adjust the head, we're going to be pushing in more and more. So right now I'm just kind of getting it started. Getting it started. Nope. Because I want to work with the back. Okay, now that comes out a little more. That's good. Now we want to come in. Now he's going to be kind of somewhat hunched over. So in other words, there's more here. That's one of the things I've been learning lately is like, especially if you got the old man. I'm going to do more of that next year. But right now, I would like to do the old man where if you can like cut this off, the head is bring it forward and down. And so you got this, like this extra hunch. But I'm not going to do that here. That's one of the things I'm going to work more on next year. And you can make him as an old man as you want. Okay, before I commit to this, I want to make sure we're good here. Now this is just his arm, so, and he's just holding on to the coat. Again, more adjustments later. Make sure I'm still in. Some of my videos I'll be carving almost the whole thing before I look up and say, oops. Now his arm, this is a little wider than this. I'll try to widen it a little bit here, but I will narrow the other. And again, it's adjustments. The Bureau of Adjustments. I'm going to just round a little bit. Like I said, I'm still on the back. Taking the saw marks off. And the pencils off. I think we still got maybe a little more of this kind of a thing. I think that's what I'm missing. Why it's not working. So that's what I wanted to do. Now it's supposed to go in, but it's not working. Same here is by doing this. So just kind of not working the way it's. We'll adjust to have that go in a little more a little later. Right now. Oh shoot! See what I mean by getting hacky wacky? Well, if I do this, so let's see if we can fix it. That's what you get when you get too hacky wacky. But I mean, we'll still use it and we'll still adjust it. And like I said, we can fix things later. Right now, let's. All right, see, it's still okay. This thing is, I wish for it to come out a little more, but I think when we round that shoulder, it'll come out more. Now we can do this. Or can we? Hold on. A little more adjustment before I do this. Watch that. See, the elbow comes out and the shoulder comes in. I think that's kind of okay. Adjustment later, because we still got, then I got this. I will do a little more arm, back arm this time. I kind of goofed it up on my sitting Santa. That got a little too thin. Now if I were to round, just round. Again, make that elbow stick out. Round. Then we do something like this. Try to make the, even though you can use the tip, try to use as much of the blade as you can instead of the tip. And we'll be doing more cleaning up later. I got to remember when I'm talking, I got to talk a little louder. For some reason, the audio is not too good on this as far as volume-wise. And it almost sounds like I'm just talking to myself. Maybe it would be best if you just Turn your volume down and just watch me carve and not listen to my nasal voice droning on. Okay. Then this has to come in. Now this one is an open coat, so he does not have a belt or a, not a belt, I have that little hang thing where the rope. So how does this look? So while we're here, I'm going to do this kind of quick. I'll probably come back. Is I always like to put this twist here. Let me do this first. Right here, see this little twist I'm doing right here? And this is what I'm trying to do. Can we see that? I think I'll just, I can't do it on the other side either. Is that it comes, let me twist it. See how it comes in and then out. So this kind of bags a little bit. I do that with a lot of my, I don't know if I got that from somebody. Who did I get that from? Or maybe I had a slip of the knife or something. I don't know. So we're just going to, oh, wrong direction on this side, remember? We got going the wrong direction. Well, not on yours, but. Okay, things are starting to show here. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that, and then we'll just put the tufts in here. Commit to the tufts, and then do this. Tough. Now remember, his hand is going to be, this hand is up. So sorry about that. So he's going to be, we want this to turn just a little bit because it's supposed to be going up. This is supposed to be going down. Put the arrow in just so I don't take in the knife. So if this is going down, then we want this to come here and to come here and to come here. Again, now again, your L tool away from the tuft into the hand, away from the tuft into the coat. And I'm just going to put one of these instead of a knife. Just put this in to get it started. Into the glove. Yeah, this is going to be thinned out. This is still into the, oops, careful. Into the glove, away from the tuft, away from the tuft into the arm. Ooh, 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 ooh. The green feels like it's the wrong direction. Same here. And now it's a little bit of rounding this. We'll round this. We've already committed. So the glove is round. The mitt, I'm sorry. Same here. The arm tuft comes out. I think we can turn this a little bit. Because we still want, here, I forgot to put the stop cut in here. We still want the mitt. We're going to be careful because I want thumb. I want the thumb, that we can see the thumb a little bit. I'm going to clean this up a little bit here. Because I want to turn this, round this. Take the, whoops, wrong direction. Take the saw marks out and round at the same time. Now I want to leave something for the thumb. Like his thumb is in there. Just a little. And again, we'll come back to detail, but I'm going to put that pencil in there too. We got a thumb. He's holding on to oh yeah, How'd that get out there? So therefore he's holding on to, with the thumb there. Good. Round the tufts a little bit. Again, more into detail. We'll get into pencil marks off, the saw marks off. Now again, move this body forward a little bit. And I want to get that out of there here. Get that in there. And there's going to be more. Oh yeah, right. Oops, careful. And it's going to go in because we want this out like this and turn into the thumb. Now the thing I do not have here, I did try to put that thumb in there, is that there should be a little, I'm going to put it in there now before I forget, little one of these things, these little creases in the fabric, because he's pulling that in. And if he's pulling that in, and this is going to come in just a little bit. Just a little bit. Roundness. And then while I'm here, I'm going to put this little detail in. If I put that little detail in, it just makes this look a little better. I think I'm better not put that detail. It's too late, but I'd rather wait till the end. And like I said, there's more digging to do and adjustments to do. Now I want this to come open like this. Oh, here comes the cat. Ethel, what are you doing? Oh, I said that, now she's jumping away because she thought I was hollering at her. As I mentioned, her name is Ethel because she's part 2 of a 2-cat team. The first one, of course, was Lucy. All right. You know, I am going to have to I'm going to shut down here. Or can I, can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, now, there's that. But will it stay there? No. Oh, I think that might work. Oh, come on. Oh, hold it here. No, it ain't gonna work. Well, yeah, it did. All right, where are we? Sorry about that. Should have shut down on that. Okay, on this side here, now come in on because the tuft goes above. Bring this down. More detail and cleaning up later. Now this is going to go in. Now, as I've said before, let's kind of adjust this first. You always, when you got 2 of something, like the hands, arms, ears, legs, feet, whatever the smallest one is of the 2, You fix that, you make it work for that, and then you make the bigger one like the smaller one. And I think we might be okay. My V tool here help clean up and adjust. There we go. Make this one like the smaller one. Rounding, rounding, we're rounding, taking saw marks off, arm in like this so the tuft comes out. And I'll be needing another tool or some kind of a small chisel to get in there. I was hoping this to be as less detail, in other words, where you have to get in less of this stuff, but round it, round it, round, saw marks off. Now we get to the tufts as last. Saw marks off and pencils, and there'll be more adjustments of this coming out, the tuft coming out more. But I want to get to the commitment part here. Oh, get out of there. I'm not going to spend too much time on this watching me take the boogers out, but I do want to do this. Bring this in a little bit. There, and again, there's going to be more adjustments and more getting all these boogers out of the way here. And, you know, I should be using, that's the other thing I'm going to hopefully do for next year is use my tools better, my chisels better, instead of just the knife. So, because this is sticking out, I'm going to commit to this right now. In fact, I got a smaller, where's my smaller chisel to take care of some smaller V tool so I can get in there more. So that's the difference between the two. See this chisel here, see how you have the cutting edge, but the top edge is going out. This thing is more straight. And that's why we can get in there better. And again, it's the L tool. Even though I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adjustments, you probably could use the V part and use it as a V instead of an L. But again, away from the top onto the bottom, away from the top onto the bottom. And I'm mostly just going to commit. I'm not going to really carve this yet, because what I want to do next is, I mean, as far as everything else is in, except for this. I don't know, maybe I should, you know what, maybe I should finish this, because I want to get to the head and the face. Now this is a V. Now that's why I did this now instead of clean this up a little more, is because I wanted this to stick out more. Need to round it a little bit here. Okay, now I think I'm going to have to get some chisels out. I can probably get started with the knife, but I can get it started with the knife. Is this that comes in, and I'll come back with the chisel in. in. Same with here, in. Which means these tufts are going to come out more, and I'm going to have to bring the tufts back in. Need some cleaning up here. Same with down here. I think I got most of it with the knife. I'll probably have to come back with a chisel. But the thing is, I wanted to show this process here. Okay, now we're going to in. In. The same thing here. In. I want this to kind of skirt out a little bit. Oh, here comes the sun again. Who's worse, the sun or the cat? There we go. If I turn a little bit this way, there we go. Now, while we're here, well, here, first of all, I'll do a lot of this. Let's do this. I mean, this is, like I said, if I did this by myself, I would probably do things a little different. But I want to put this in to show the pieces of what's happening, because there's going to be quite a bit of adjustment going on. I even do this. Oh, after I clean this. Come down like this. Ouch. See how that comes down? Into. So you come down and then also into. I'll leave that now. Now I want to, let me see if we can get this pulled off here, is I want to start doing the in, and I think there's going to be quite a bit of adjustment yet to do on this coat. A lot of in. Now the thing is, it still needs to be bent down a little more this way. See, that's why I didn't want to do that detail. I shouldn't have done this detail first, but like I said, if it ever gets or close to the end, or I forget or whatever. But now I want to do a lot of in undercut. Oops. And I probably could take a chisel to that, would be much better. So still a little bit more roundness here. Oh, I still got some saw marks on there too. Come in a little bit more. And I'll do some more adjustment later. The main thing is a lot of undercutting. And as you undercut, of course, you're bringing the coat out, but don't forget you got to bring the skirt in. And again, I wonder if a chisel would be better. He is just not cooperating. There's a lot of more cleaning up to do, and then we got to continue on here. And there is quite a bit of, I wonder if my detail knife will do. Well, here, maybe if I do that, let's take one of my detail knives. This is one of those, oh, this is like a Dastra or those Willow or from Michael's, and then it just got old and I kept. That's a little better. Now it depends on how much you want to play with that, bringing that in. I mean, if you like this, maybe a little bit of a turn is probably enough. It's not like, it's still pretty decent. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Just want to shape this a little more. Okay, and I want to bring this down a little more. And bring this in a little more. So you're getting the idea of the open coat. Okay, now there is a lot. I don't want to waste my time cleaning up this and this. I will be taking this and putting this onto, put my visor on and all that kind of stuff. I just don't want to waste your time me picking at it. I just want to get the, I mean, everything is, let me get this in. We got this in. Before I go to the head, let's get almost to the point of finalizing. I'm gonna put that little bend there. Put one of these in for the coat creases. And there's all the roundness. Like I said, don't want to get too much into that. I just want to, like for example, what I'm going to do when I fix this is you put this little bit of undercutting here. And it adds that shadow. Oh, I think I need to undercut some more. But I want to get into the head. But before I do that, I'm going to have to adjust here so that won't be such a distraction, the sun. All right, I'm back. What I did was I uploaded the video I did so far. And while it was going on, I took the liberty in doing some cleaning up. Just a little, not even done by a long shot, but trying to make it so it's not as ugly, I guess. I don't know. I did round the ball a little bit. I did take only a little bit of liberty. I put the little dents in for the bag. And I put a little dent here, you know, scrunch. Other than that, I think I just kind of cleaned it up. I think I lifted this up a little bit. I think I had too much wood coming up here where my knife is, or it should be going that way. I mean, there's still more that should be taken away. I wonder, do I gotta? Okay, I thought I had a scratch. Well, here comes Cat again. All right, I want to get into the head. Let's round this a little more. Bring this back a little more. Like I said, I just took some of the uglies off. Not completely. Oops. All right. Here we go. Now if I zoom this in, will we get out of line here? Now I don't remember this line here. We gotta probably start from scratch here. Is if I had just, this is the top of the hat. This is one of the tops. And this would be that would be the eye line, and here's the nose line. Because I do want to bring the head down a little more. I'd rather have more hat, because see how the head kind of came up on this carving. So I want to not have that. So I want to make sure that if we did put the nose here and the eyes here, and then because then we'll have the mustache here, so that'll be okay. That'll be good. Okay, I'm gonna put my cuticle glove on because I do want to get the top of the hat first. Here she comes. I don't know if she's in the camera yet. Nope. So I'm going to cut around. Oh, well, you know, it would be nice if I would have. Now remember, this is the back. So it comes to the bottom here. So it comes to the bottom here. I do have, the head is not tilted. I could probably tilt it. Well, it's tilt as well as turn. I could do that since we've just getting started here. And if I tilt it, that'll bring that beard down a little more so I don't have to cut off so much, trim so much. So again, this is, you still could use the V. I'm using the L tool away from the tuft because, you know, there's going to be a lot more adjusting, but just in case, as we get to the top here. Okay, there we go. Oops. A little more cutting here. All right, let's get to the face. Now the nose sticks way out, of course, so now we got a lot of wood there, but we're going to use that for the nose. Like I said, we're going to tilt the head just a little bit. Don't forget, so the knife is going into the tilt. Let me put this in first, and then we'll do a profile. There's our profile. Still more to go, and still more nose. I think the nose might be a little too small here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this. And again, with all my other videos, I've done the face. I don't know how many times. I'll just go fast. I'll still show you. I'm not going to shut it down and say, go to those videos. Just, I'll still go fast. Something like that. I'll pencil in the nose. Now make the nose as wide as possible because that's the same with this guy here. And see how it just, you keep playing and it keeps shrinking. Always make the, and if the nose does turn out to be wide, well, that's a Santa Claus. So you can have a wide, jolly nose. And that's just to help out a lot to take that corner off, even though it's going to be shrunk. But this is just to, again, get our bearings. Now I want to get a little deeper into the eye socket because I want to make room for, we got a round tool that's going to go in there. Just a little bit of nose trim, just a little bit. Okay, what we're going to do, take our pencil. Like I said, I like to start here. Others like to, because the nostril is going to go up and then that's where the cheek is going to be. Some people might start here and do this. I like doing it this way because there's more control. It's an extra step, but there's more control that I got. Like I said, this I'm going to round. Now the head looks a little too big here. Let me bring this down a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, this is a good pen eraser on this. As I mentioned before, I am a writer, and a little cartoon or little illustration. I'm going to put this upside down because I have more control of making this rounder. And it was like a pencil tip. It was at a dinner table in front of a eraser, and the pencil tip had the phone and said into the phone, it said to the person on the phone, it says, "Sorry, I gotta go now. I'm with my editor." And so with that eraser, do some editing here. Same here. I think I got this a little more whiter than it should be. Let's use the pencil. I like to use a mechanical pencil on the eyeballs. Now this one here, I'm still going to have him as a, I always call it the happy mustache. Like the smiling mustache. I always like that. Unless if you get into an old world Santa, he could be an old world Santa. I got too much of the beard. Too much of the mustache on the beard. All right, take the V. Now I don't think I need my glove on, my cuticle glove on. And I'm using the L tool now, away from the face, into the hair. And we do want this relatively deep because we're going to be working with that because we want that head to come out. It's almost like you're grabbing a hold of the head and you're pulling it out like it was rubber. But we'll do more of that later. Right now we just want to get a little bit of what we're doing here now. This has got to go a little lower because the head is tilted. We decided to tilt the head. Now we use the V here between the cheek and mustache. Here's just a little lower, cheek and mustache. Okay. I like to get the knife in there, just kind of clean this up so I get some bearings on there and a little bit of this. Don't you hate that? The audacity of cutting the wood and it doesn't come off. A little bit of turn here. Just taking the pencil marks off. All right, I'm going to start with the bottom and work up. No, I'm not. You know why? That head looks still looks a little too big. I'm going to put the little, tilt in. It does. I'm going to trim this. In other words, you go in the temple, out from the cheeks. And I think if I did this might help. Now this is a Santa that does not have ears carved out. I'm going to do this just to, maybe that'll help. And we're going to take some of the beard down too, so the head looks like it's not too big. Because he's got the hat on, and the hat is pushing the hair in. All right, I'll adjust later. Now that that's okay, I'll start at the bottom again. This time. It kind of depends on how it looks, or what mood I'm in. Do I start with the face and then the mustache later? It's like the head is doing okay now. I'm going to cut quite a bit of this off here, because the head is turned and the head is round. getting. Now what I want to do, no. Round chisel time. Where are you here? Do I have one of my round chisels? Oh, yeah, I do. Got the one I want right there. And what I want to do, fix the light a little bit here. And it's like a chisel is a 45-degree angle starting at the nostril. And you're going in and down, up and around. I think I already got this right here. Same with this nostril, 45-degree angle, and then down. Oops, I got too much stuff there on that side. That's okay. And a little bit of this. See, it took there. That fixed it. And then I want to do one of these for the temple. One of these for the temple on this side. And you can see as we want to pull that face out a little more, I'm going to do this. As I'm looking at the profile, I get this in here. There we go. Let's look at the profile now. You should be able, the good thing about this, putting this temple in, is that you should be seeing the eye. We didn't put the eye in, but you can kind of get an idea that we could probably see the eye. Okay, I did adjustment on this, I believe. But again, when I come in with my detail and cleaning up, I'll fix this up a little better. What's going to happen is going to go a little deeper here because we want to get a nice shadow going in. I need to pull this back because I want to pull the head out. Careful. And I want to cut this a little bit here because I want to have the head round. I don't like this. There. A little bit of this. And I'm going to get the nostril at 45, but I think what I need to do first is this. I'll have to come back to that, what I just did. As soon as I started in, I noticed that I was going ahead of the game here. Let's see if we can move a little forward. And I went around. Where's my scout here? A little smaller knife. Round. This is a chip. Chip is 1. Cut 2. And along the mustache. And you see you got that shade there. Same on this side. We'll cut the cheek first. Then the nostril. Then the mustache. Maybe a little bit of adjustment. There we are. Come at an angle with the nose like this. Okay, now let's do this again. There's the center of the nose, so we want about a 30 degree. 30 or 20 degree. Like that. Where are you? There you are. It may look like one side is, it's really interesting still. Let me put my knife here. And if I do this, I see that according to this, the nose is centered. In other words, one side is exactly the same as the other. But when I bring it up, it looks like this is a little bit, maybe a little chip. But it looks like the nose is lopsided. I think it's because of the light. The lighting, but it is pretty well correct. Now we can do this. I'm going to keep my scout here now that I'm doing some detailing. And this is like a 10 degree this way and about a 10 degree this way. Now you can adjust the mustache a little bit and round the mustache a little bit. I want to keep the cheek the way, other than cleaning up, I think the cheek is okay. And you know what? The head is not tilting anymore. If I were to cut this way, That's okay, it's tilting. And if I took, that's got to be up there. Okay, then a little bit around here, a little bit around here. Now what I want to do, maybe I still need a little more up here to help. To help make Santa's season bright here. Okay. Too much crap and pucky there. I think that's not helping. Here's a thus far. All right, I want to do a little bit of adjusting. Before we get to the eyeball, I want to get, actually what I like to do, eyeball is usually last, and I want to look at everything before we get to the eyeball. I mean, everything, even the beard. The roundness here, let's get some roundness going on here. This is too square. Oh, that's right. The square is here. And then the square is back here. Let's get this in. Yeah. So if his head is tilted, now his head is this way, therefore this should come up. This should be the center, but it should come up this way. I think it would be the same if it was tilted a little bit. I think the hair, like I said, the hair is imperfect. Oops. Careful what you're doing there. Now here, let's get underneath the ball. Let's get on the ball. Oops. You know, I'm gonna have to widen this a little bit. I'm getting away. See, when I have it carving up, it's okay, but then when I have the carving upside down, that's when it gets off. Now, one other thing about the back of the tuft here, remember the head is going in this direction, therefore the back has to go along with that. It has to go top down. Now all that cleaning up we just did, got to do some more. This side, you see how, let's get this up here, that's the way it's supposed to be. See how the top goes like this, so the bottom should do the same thing, but it isn't. So the top is forward and the bottom is back. It's a little better. Now the head is starting to look a little better, but you can make all the adjustments you want. Now I want to go to the top of the hat. Do some shaping. Now the thing that's difficult is when you come across. Okay, the green's a little better this way. And it's like it's gonna dig in. Of course, using the L away from the tuft into the hat. Okay, I'm going to just clean this first. All right. Again, to bring this down. Again, there's a lot of detailing and cleaning up. I don't want to waste your time just futzing and farting. Make sure the tuff is doing what it's supposed to be doing so we can get up on top. All right, what I want to do, first let's take all the saw marks off here. Start shaping this a bit. And before I do, and get this little detail in and get this in, because I want to finish taking the saw marks off, because now we're shaping, now we're addressing the top as a final. I'm going to take my chisel here. Let's see if I can do this without hurting myself, without my glove. And the idea is to bring this part up. That means this has to go down. V or L in this case. Forgot, it's the wrong direction. Shape. I want to be careful how I take stuff off on this end. Okay, now this is going to need a little bit of roundness, but now did I do the tilt in the back? I didn't do, well, let's try this on this side. Is it tilt? Let's see how that looks here. Oh, and then I didn't have enough. Sometimes, if you want to, what I have done is I put this little, well, let's do that this time. Put this little extra. Let's do that this time. It's a little golden thing, a little golden tassel holder. Let's do that on this one. And it helps break the back a little bit, or breaks up the back. Just got too much, almost like nothing going on back there, but if we add a little bit of gold, let's do that. A little bit of cleaning here. As it comes in, the hat comes in, because that is like a little detail. I think it's more solid, or you can have it like a cord or something, but it's more of a solid gold. There, I like that. And of course we're going to round. Let me round this and then I'll come back to you. I like that. Except I got cleaning up to do. Now you can do anything with this as a cord. I usually has it at just a gold something. I did round and take some of the saw marks or cut marks off. And now this is what I want to do. Here we go. Undercut again. I'll be careful I don't hurt myself here. Is when you come up here, don't keep going because you'll slide and you come down and do a push. got in there, and I can't get that out of there. And again, we're going to have to do that during the cleanup, but by adding that little extra, let's see if I can do it a little quick clean here. So I can leave it with the quick clean. Yeah, it's still, I mean, speaking of quick clean, well, that's a little better. See the shadow. Let's do that on the other side. Again, be careful now when I come up here. Ooh, be careful. Now, it's going to be a little easier because I got the push. No, I got the, ooh, took a chunk off. I think that's what I probably did wrong. And the other one, I took a chunk off. See, it's a, it isn't as wide as I want it to be. It's still okay. Maybe some adjustments, some cleaning up here. Careful, I don't want to scrape my knife because I want to keep that tip. I need this as a tip knife. All right, I can go a little deeper. Let's do that anyways. Yeah, that's a little quite more cleanup to do. Okay, let's take my L tool here. Okay, quite a bit of adjustments and this and that to do on the hat. Here, let's do this. Don't mind the little poopies in there, little boogers. Let me clean this, see if I can clean that a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. You can see that nice shade and shadow in there. I mean, there'll be some adjustments and there. Straight is better than this. See, I did goof up there. I mean, it's still, this one is still okay-ish, but okay, I'm gonna stop and look. What I want to do is one thing I neglected to do is let's put in the smile, a little bit of smile. Where's one of my round tools? Careful, I don't flip or fling. Take off a little bit of this here without hitting the lip. And then a little bit of adjustments. And then I'm going to go in like that, tip in like that, and just do a little scoop, not too deep at first. And again, some adjustments, but there's her mouth. Mouth is, I think it is a little, again, it looks like it's way over this way. But according to this, it is a little, I do need to make some adjustments to bring it over a little bit. But it's not that bad. Like I said, I wonder if it's well, that's a little better. Okay, the next thing I want to do before I get to the eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of this. Round tool, like I said, this is a number 9 and number 11. And I do this to the And there's still a bit of adjustment on the head too. I don't know how much I want to do this. Now you stagger this. And then we come back. Oh, I'm losing one of those little balls there. A rubber. I'm not going to do the, well, I might as well. This is number 11, about a 12, 15-ish mil. And coming back. So again, underneath there. And then, well, before I take the knife, I'm going to take the knife to that, but I'm going to do the same, kind of light, not too deep on the mustache. Or you can use, a soft V would do good. It's not a sharp V. I don't know how to put it. It almost has a little roundness to it. Now we got a cat. Careful, cat, you're going to get a nice soft V on your tail there. And it's the same with, like I said, I'm going to do just a little bit here. You go this way and scoop. Oh, there's many ways you can do it. You can take the knife and put some dents in it and call it good. You can even keep it as it is and call it good. It's still good. You can put some V-tools and make it really look like fur if you want to. Same with the ball. Go on the side because you're cutting against the grain, not with the grain. With the grain, it'll pop out. Same with here. Now you might want to use a smaller round tool. So I'm going to stop there. Same with here. I have a feeling I got one side bigger than the other. I'm going to have to adjust that later. Oh, I think I can do this now with this. If that helps. And I'm going to do that later. And I got to do some trimming. Okay, same thing here. Okay. And we go here, same here. Just little scoops. One of the things I did neglect to do, two things I neglected to do, let's take my big tool, is to do this. Forgot about that, sorry. Again, I don't mean to rush as far as I want to get this piece done. Which sometimes, I don't know if you have, gets to a point where you want to get a piece done so you can go on to the next, is that I just want this to be a reasonable length of video. And like I said, I still do this before I take the round tool. And you could do this. Take the knife. I've done that before. Just take it. Even like something like that is good enough. Or, like I said, you could keep it straight. Just as is, painted, call it good. It's still good. with that, I'm ready to go straight to the eyes. Now, again, this is going to be a bit difficult. I am going to put on my visor, so I got to put my regular glasses on. I'm going to put my visors on. And the reason why this is going to be a pain is because I will occasionally look up to see if he's still in. Because we're going to zoom in. And again, as I've said before, I've done this so many times that I'll just do this fast. Doing a little bit of cleaning up here. I'll do some adjustment later. Because actually when we get into the eyebrow, a lot of that will pick up. We'll pick that up on the eyebrow. Now remember, oops. I want light too, you know. If I bring this in, like I said, it's got a little bit of a tilt. Not a lot of a bit of tilt. Just kind of preparing. You know, I got to zoom out a little more, just a little bit. I think you can still get it. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. I got another carving yet ready to get going. I think it's almost queued up. Get it ready to get it queued up. All right, here we go. I'm going to use my Manchinacano pencil. A little bit of a tilt, not too much of a tilt. All right, just do a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Now what you're supposed to do is do this one first. And then you do this one while looking at the first one, is what you're supposed to be doing. Now that's kind of suggestive. Cat, get out of there. And what you do, take the tip of your detail knife, where are we, and draw, oops, draw, and then this, like this side comes down a little bit, and then it goes right straight to that point there. Same on this side. I think I might have to lift it just a little bit on this side, just a little higher, and then it goes down. Now this is going to go not towards that point, but a little bit to here, and then go up a little bit. So just a little, can you see that? That's what you want to get. Now we're going to take and make this into a ball. So it's a little, this is going to be a little chip cut. And so now, when you're ready to go, take the third cut into the ball, into starting to shape the ball, pardon me, away from the ball. Let's start on this side. The top part of the eye is first, and then followed by the bottom part, in which, as soon as I get this perfect, which it is not, see how the eye, let me see if we can see that. I don't know if you can see that. The eye is going in this direction. Same here, top first, and then down, making sure that the top part of the eye is forward. That's the way that the eyeball is. Now, like I said, take a knife, you can take a chisel. First I want to compare the eyeballs. There's a little bit of this. Now this is kind of more rounded. I got to take this here. Same on this side here. Take a little more out. Now let's take a look. Yeah, this one is a little smaller. And we can go back and forth. I'll probably do that in the cleanup. But here we are so far. Now I like to take my knife that I already have, but you know what, just for grins. If you ever get to grind down a knife like this, this is a great tool. And so you can do a scoop. Now I do not put, people like to put the little lines in there, the old lines. Same here, round. Just around. Let me see, or is it better this way? There, I think it's better that way. See how the top of the eye comes down, is on top, and then the bottom comes down. Is that a little better? And like I said, here it is, a full profile, and you can see that eyeball. Where's my little V? There he is, and I just come just above. Like I said, just above. Am I in? Yeah. Just above. Let me finish this. Finish this V. It's a V, not an L. I could have done a little more adjusting of the eye socket, but I can do that after. I'll cut a little more of this off here. Now I take my small detailing knife, like I said, 10 degrees towards the eyebrow, away from the eyelid. Now here it's 10 degrees towards the eyelid again, away from the eyebrow. And so you can make this little cut here. Now I gotta clean it up. I did not make it meet, or I think there's more cleaning up to do. Yeah, there's more cleaning up to do. All right, same here. 10 degrees towards the eyebrow, away from the eyelid. So just a little turn, not straight down. And the same here, about 10 degrees, 15 degrees. You know, if you do it right, it should pop out. But the thing is I'm holding this carving out for the camera. It's a little difficult. And then there's quite a bit of adjustment here and there. One eye is bigger than the other. I will fix it later, probably later. Maybe just a little bit now. So it's getting better. I'll pick at it some more. There you go. That's the eye itself. Again, there's a lot of adjustments here and there. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. And I'll take this little chip out. I think I need a little more here. Now I want to take away the angry. Unless you want to keep him as an angry Santa. He ain't getting nothing. We're talking ain't getting nothing for Christmas. Especially if you, well, whatever, let's say ladies, or I want to say, or men, or folk, or whatever, for your spouse, and he ain't getting nothing. You would never, no, you would never do that. It's kind of interesting. I mean, when you're married, there's no such thing as getting nothing for Christmas, because then whoever gives the nothing will be in the doghouse after Christmas. I think that's a little advice from Santa here. Oops. Sorry, I got to round this a little bit. The nose needs to go in a little bit. And there's a lot of adjustments and picking and so on. I think I'll do a little more roundness on the forehead to bring the eyebrow more to a point, because we're going to take the chisel to it and put the eyebrows in. So the bone is still lower down. Okay, again, all these little extras. Take my V. We still there? You gotta cut away from the center. I think I still have it go up a little too much more than I should. And this side, for some reason, this side rips, where this side is perfect. I don't know why. There is a lot of this and that. I better leave it alone. Here, cut this way a little more. There. So there's the eye. Some of the things that I neglect, let's take care of them now, is the nostril. Now there's still quite a bit of adjustment in the nose if you want. I do not pay too much attention on the nose, just where things should be, you know, a little, for the nostrils, a little twist here. But put the nostril in. Now see this. There. Oh, now I got a little screwy there, but I'm going to have to adjust later. All right. I notice I think I got to cut a little more here. Pretty sure I do. I think the right side is the right cheek is bigger than the left cheek, or this left. So I'll be adjusting that. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to the point here is we're going to cut. Does it clean that? We're going to put a little. Get out of there. Just a little thing here. A little thing here, and it's a chip. And there's one. You can do the outside first, then the inside, then the beard, mustache, and there we go. Now I am not sure what more I could show. Let's add this little twist here. You can probably put another one in, a little bit of cleaning up. A little bit here. One of those or another. Same what I did start with. I did start in on. There's still more chipping to go. Oh, there's still quite a bit of cleaning up here. Here. Hope I got into the hand there. Again, a lot of cleaning up to do. So I am relatively done. I'm going to clean it up and come back. Let me take my regular bifogies off and put my carving reading glasses on. And let's zoom out a piece here. And I'm quite a bit happier. Like I said, I'm going to thin this out a little bit, finish that all up. We're going to do just a little more while we're here. And compare between the two, I think I'm more happier with this piece Then the last piece. And the thing I like about this is we came from a piece of wood instead of a cutout. And I'll give you the pattern, and the pattern is more like where things go, kind of a thing. Now the pattern, how I make patterns, some people are kind of disappointed in it, but what I do is I take my camera, the one that you're right here, which is my smartphone, and there is a pan version. And this is one thing you can do too if you want to make a pattern, a repeat pattern, is put it down. That's not working out. Okay, here, put it down, and you take your camera and you turn it on panoramic, hit the panoramic, and you do this. And then you stop. And you see the panoramic will. Make sure you got, think about doing that. Make sure you got other junk in the way here so it doesn't think, so it sees that as you're doing a panoramic of a vista or something. And what happens is you get a better two-dimensional. You start way up here at the top, and you go all the way down. You can see the bottom. It's almost like that. You see that, almost like that. You see this, and you see this as you're panning, and then you get a better two-dimensional pattern there. And then I always like to leave all the little, you see all those dark, it shows you where all these little things, so you can cut out the pattern and put it down, and you know where everything is. It's not like the pattern like you see at Wood Carving Illustrated. I think mine has more detail, I think. All right, what more can I do? What have I forgotten? You could, now I don't, some of these simple sanders, you could take your round tools and put some creases in there, take some, make number 5. I'm kind of, you could do that. I'm leaving this alone like that, just very simple. Still, as long as you got the knife marks in for your viewer or whoever you're going to give this or sell this to or whatever. As long as the knife marks are in, that shows this isn't something you bought at the dollar store. But anyways, okay, I'm going to stop here and I forgot, like I did here. Let's put that little chip in there. Where's my little, where's my scout? Here he is. And I'm going to do, where are you? This. Again, it's a chip. So it shows the viewer, as it were, we do have a thumb in there. And you could maybe a little bit of this. Just a little bit of this. There, it shows you got a thumb in there. Oh, I'm way out there, aren't I? Oh goodness, what have I forgot? I better, like I said, I'm going to shrink this a little bit. I wonder if I can do that in front of you here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little more. No, zoom in, no, that's all the way out. See if I can fix this. And that's one of the things I'm going to do off camera. I'm going to clean that up. I got all kinds of round tools, and like I said, the straight edge of a V might help, but no, I'll take the V here. Now, how does this look? I'll use a pencil now. From here to here, from here to here. Oh, it's not too shabby now. There, okay, I think I may have fixed it. I'll look at it again. The bag, now the bag, you can do all kinds of things to it. We'll do that, because the bag shouldn't be totally, unless he's maybe one last toy or a box is in there, or a box present. Put some extra. Now that we can do. The same with down here. This, I might want to take a round tool to this. The skirt should be a little more, I think this might be even enough. I'll decide later, come back later, show you what I did. More adjustments. This should, not be, I gotta be careful I don't whack off that big scrunchie there. This could come out, I mean, we could have this do a undercut. Let's see how that looks. We could do that. And what that does is it adds extra shadow. Oh, what am I missing? I don't know. Probably petting the cat before she goes a little bonkers. Yeah, there's a lot of adjustments. I'll make sure that we got enough shadowing. Now, what we could do here is maybe I shouldn't have done this. If you want the beard to be more rounded. But anyways, again, you're going to be doing that's a V. You're going to be doing this. How did I do that? Oh, you got to make sure that your round tools are really sharp. And I should be ending pretty soon because the screen of my smartphone has turned dark, which means that's its way of saying, uh-oh, you're running out of power. So I don't know, can we just do a little bit of something before, or instead should I stop because I'm wasting your time? Again, like I said, you go all the way around. Oh, little cat hair. And sometimes what you got to do is a little bit of a slice, and I'm not doing that now. See how it slices instead of straight in. A little bit of a slicing or turning. Or like this. That's if you get into a point or part where it's really not working, it's not cutting. It's probably not the tool, it's the, well, if it is the tool, that'll help until you sharpen it. I mean, I'm still on, even though it's dark. And I'll get in there more. Because really, I don't know. Well, we're going here, let's do this. Like I said, I want to, there we go. Might as well do it now. Oops, careful. There we go. That's better. You might want to do, well, there's a cleaning up. And then you might want to do something like this. Except the knife is not good. I gotta have a sharper, better knife. Again, more cleanup. But, oh my goodness, what more can I do or show you other than cleaning up? Maybe I think I might need to shrink this a little bit. Because this should be a little, this hand should be a little bigger because he's got something in his, well, he's got something in his hand here too. So I'll put this in to remind me, or maybe I can do it quick. Like I said, I'm doing this quick because I'm almost out of electricity on my, I just want to get as much as I can instead of, yeah, because I've been doing that a lot is I come back when I'm done. I'm going to do the done. Oh, I adjusted here and I adjusted there one and I adjusted in front of you. How I fix something like that. But, okay, stop. Here it is. I'll come right back when it's all nice and clean. and saying my goodbyes then. And there we have it. I think I did a better job the second time around. Head is still a little wider, but it's not as narrow. Let's see, what did I do? Yeah, interesting. The head is a little farther down, but the head is still about the same. Interesting. Everything is almost the same, but for some reason, I guess the head is a little wider, but it isn't as narrow, and like it's way off here. It doesn't have. It does show doesn't show the neck because the fur is kind of close up or up against. But anyways, what I did was after I picking at it, I think there's still some more odds and ends. Take a paper bag material, and I'm sure there's still more picking and stuff like that. And the thing I like about using the paper bag is it's not like it's like the last grit of if you're taking sandpaper and you want it to really be smoothed out. It does take just a tiny bit of edge off it, so it gives it a little bit of antiquing-ish. I think I got pretty good in getting in there, but I was hoping that the paint will take care of. Maybe I'll do a little bit more picking at it. Oh, the extra I add is I put this collar in. You can put it in if you want to or don't. The reason why I put it in is it would to break up. I mean, you went from here all the way up, and I just wanted to break that up. And see, I did not do that on this one. So your choice. And I guess that's it. Give you some close-ups. Picked at the head a little bit. The head a little bit. And like I said, I think maybe a little more picking, but I think the paint will, there, took that off. The paint will kind of cover the multitude of sins in there. And there's the profile. And the back, maybe some little bit extras here and there, but there we are. Head is turned, still turned. No, I can. Actually, that is not sticking out. That is just simply a bump there. I mean, it's still round. And not a bump, opposite a bump. Scoop. But there you are. Is good. On to the next.